eventually if he lets Satini see too much. Now we see these Colossi coming in, doing a good job, killing a bunch of Marines, losing one of these Vikings though. He's got to make sure those Stalkers get those Vikings down, doing a good job backing off the Colossus, making sure they don't get hit too much, but he's going to lose another one, unavoidable. There are 6 of them, and now we see Satini splitting his forces very smartly, good force fields though, from Kiwikaki, keeping out this second force and this forward force that did a very good job killing those other two Colossus, helping out those Vikings, doing well. But these force fields are going to keep this Terran at bay for now and inflict some serious losses on him. Kiwikaki going to retreat into his natural though, and Satini's going to keep on coming. And we see another Colossus coming out for Kiwikaki, and that's going to be enough to force Satini to back off. But those are fantastic force fields. Oh, it's coming back actually. Got those Vikings in position now, and Kiwikaki got to be very careful, got to do a better job with those Colossus. He's just going to sort of sack it, which wasn't necessarily the right move, I think. But he is very low on resources, or on units rather. He's got to make sure he does enough to convince Satini to back off, and he does just that in terms of leaving him with only 4 Marauders, really. But meanwhile, this expansion, I don't know, Satini didn't see it during that whole encounter, which is interesting. And Kiwikaki really quickly getting that saturated, and it looks like Satini's coming back for a second shot here, and Kiwikaki maybe not going to be so lucky this second time with this expansion. Satini is just not getting very lucky. He really needs to see this soon, because he is actually going to be down a full base at this point, and if this factory sees it, which it should, oh, he has seen it at this point actually, the cell Naga giving him vision, so he knows it's there, and he's got to make a move, and here he comes. He knows he's got to deal with this quickly. This Vikings going Colossi hunting, if you will, and it looks like Kiwikaki is actually teched up while we were focused on this battle and got DTs, which are going to be very helpful here as long as he can keep him out of the scan. And right now he's not doing that, but he did a good job killing a lot of units. These Zealots doing a good job as well getting in there, and the DT, now there's no more sweep, so he's just going to pretty much rail through these Marauders, and Satini's going to probably have to back off here just a little bit. The DT's making for a very good army composition, and it looks like in terms of the production tab, Kiwikaki's going to switch from Colossi into Dark Templars for now, or maybe not, and a couple more Colossi and DTs. So it's a very interesting army makeup, and Satini's got to be careful with these Vikings. He's not doing a good job microing those, putting them way too far ahead, and it looks like just sort of making sure there's no Colossus, but at this point, they're really not going to be helpful for him. You see him putting them down on the ground for now to try and help up with the ground forces, which he is at a disadvantage with right now. So it's an air versus ground, if you will. Satini controls the air, and for now, Kiwikaki controls the ground. And at this point in the game, it looks like ground is going to sort of be more important. This factory, by the way, is just hung over here this entire time. See a couple of photon cannons coming down for Kiwikaki. Not quite sure where is he putting these. Oh, he's putting them at his third expansion to just provide a little bit more backup, which is a smart move because he's been playing very defensively. It has to be said this entire game. Just letting Satini throw his forces at him and doing a good job countering. Those Vikings have been vicious though, and he's got to be careful. If he puts too many minerals and gas into his Stalkers, he's going to be at a disadvantage here, or his Colossi rather, God. He's going to be at a disadvantage though if he loses too many of those and puts too many minerals and sort of gas into them. Now we see these DTs doing a good job harassing this third expansion of Satini. Satini matching now in terms of resources, but these DTs getting into this mineral line and just doing a lot of damage. We take a look really quickly at workers killed, and there's clear advantage for Kiwikaki at this point. He's killed 20, and Satini's only killed 2. He's also killed more in terms of the units, so if that was any indication to the micro that Kiwikaki's been doing this game, he's got the advantage in terms of micro, really. He's done a good job with those DTs, using them very effectively, and he's going to feel pretty confident enough to get a 4th expansion sorted in the middle of the map. This is an area of the map we haven't seen too much action on both sides of the map, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we see a 4th at some point from Satini, if he realizes this is there, at the very least. And I see the Dark Templar just hanging out here, and oh boy, they are just tearing through this army. The Medivac's doing a good job healing. But here we see the Vikings going right for the Colossus again. Kiwikaki bringing those Stalkers late here. He's going to move these Colossus back, and he's feeling confident enough to bring them forward here. And boy, these Dark Templars doing a fantastic job. They just got swept and killed, but they really held off this whole force long enough for Kiwikaki to get those Vikings down and kill those Vikings and make those Colossus pretty much unmatched in this battle. If he keeps them, as long as he keeps them behind his Stalkers, he's going to be in good stead here. Got to be careful though. More Vikings coming in from Satini. Wow, he's put a lot of minerals into his Vikings at this point. Those cannons doing what they were put there to do, which is to protect his Colossi and his units and give him an advantage. Now we see Kiwikaki advancing forward a little bit. He's got charge Zealots, but that's not going to be enough here. He's got to back off here because Satiini's going to reinforce himself. Satiini counterattacking, getting a little bit sloppy there, and losing, I can't tell if that was a Viking or a Medivac, but he let it go too far ahead of his army makeup. And he's just going to hang out here at the Zelnaga, keep vision here, and it's actually a pretty important position to hold because you can see pretty much whatever is going on from Kiwikaki aside from this expansion. So if he warps some stuff in here and then sort of attacks into the middle from here, he's going to catch Satiini completely off guard and get sort of a surround on him, if you will. Now Satiini, this factory's been here the entire game. It looks like he just wanted to make sure he knew it was there and sort of sack it. And we see 2 more Dark Templars coming in from Kiwikaki, and these have been so effective all game at just sort of getting in here and harassing. He used them well in the mineral line, but there are missile turrets there, which are detectors, so that he's not going to be able to use them on this mineral line too much. He could use them over here, though, in the natural. Nothing really, no detectors there, but at this point there's almost nothing left there at Satiini's natural in terms of minerals, so not too important. Now we see Satiini using his Marine as a scout, and he's going to see this fourth, and he's going to know pretty much immediately, oh boy, I am in trouble here, because this has been saturated for a very long time. Won't be too surprised if we see him move on this fourth or expand quickly into another position, because here he comes into this fourth, getting a sweep on that Dark Templar. Very nice sweep from him, really not taking too many losses from that Dark Templar. Kiwikaki, meanwhile, counterattacking with 3 Dark Templars. He's probably going to go right for this missile turret, because otherwise he's going to be in trouble. And yeah, he's going to take that out very, very quickly. And meanwhile, up here, these Colossus are just absolutely railing everything that Satiini has, and that's great micro from Kiwikaki. Satiini saying something about how the game's not balanced, which is sort of saying, you beat me, sucks. But Kiwikaki had a fantastic game there and did a very good job dealing with those Vikings. Satiini, by the end, as you might have noticed, just sort of gave up on the Vikings. And we've got 2 more coming, but there were no more in this force here, a couple, and the Stalkers did a great job killing them. Kiwikaki doing a great job with those DTs, and that was something we do not see too often. DTs and Colossus together, as well as Stalkers and Zealots, so they really just sort of raped Terran, if you will. Terran, nothing he could really do about it. It really forces the Terran player to use sweeps and get detectors, which he didn't do. We didn't see Ravens, which was interesting, and they're always helpful in an army comp to have because they are detectors and they can see Dark Templars. So it's interesting that we didn't see them from Satiini because he was definitely having trouble with them. He had to use all of the sweeps pretty much to see them, and as a result, it kept the sweeps out of this fourth. He didn't use a sweep over here. Not that he would just sort of randomly use a sweep, but he didn't find it till too late, and it really came back to bite him. So it's a win for Kiwikaki today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this this gamecast, and I'll see you guys next time.